California, by far, has the biggest population of any state in the United States. We saw the virus seem to first explode in the Seattle area. That certainly gave me the impression it was just going to move down the Pacific coast, San Francisco, Los Angeles, because you have just as much cross-Pacific traffic, air traffic, and otherwise in Los Angeles and San Francisco as Seattle does. And yet, California's numbers, as reported so far, are relatively low.
Well, what I think happened is that, I and my colleague and a great Senator Patty Murray was sounding the alarms. Governor Inslee was sounding the alarms about what was happening in Washington as the first state to really be impacted by this. And California leaders took notice. And so London Breed, the mayor of San Francisco, was the first mayor in the United States to say, let's shut it down. People stay at home. Gavin Newsom, the first governor in the United States to do the same. Eric Garcetti, who was on Rachel's show earlier, has been a leader in saying what large cities need to do in terms of social distancing, in terms of what we can do to get aid to our hospitals immediately, what we can do to address the homeless issue where that is an issue of concern. I'm very proud of what our California leaders have done. We were on a call today with the California congressional delegation. Of course, Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House, but she is also one of the leaders of the California delegation. And the focus has been on what this is, which is a public health crisis. It is without a question also an economic crisis, but the cause of that economic crisis is a public health crisis. So what I've seen California leaders do is address it then and focus on what we need to do to get resources to our hospitals, to our clinics, to our public health professionals. I'm on a phone with them on a daily basis around saying what the government, the federal government needs to do to reimburse. Again, abject failure of leadership. One of the tools in the tool belt of the President of the United States, whoever he or she may be, is the Defense Production Act. Because we anticipated there will be these moments of crisis where the President of the United States must have the authority to require the private sector to produce what is necessary to meet the demands of the crisis. This president sat on his hands. And so then just recently is using this as a tool to order the production of ventilators. Well, that should have been done weeks ago, because what does production mean? It means just that. They need to produce it. They need to manufacture it. There is going to be a delay in time before it hits the streets where it is needed. And so, but I've seen incredible leadership from California, and I must say I'm very proud